Thursday, January 28th, 2021, and we are so proud to welcome in Kiki Lowe to play 5 questions on the show today. Hello, Kiki, or good afternoon, I should say.
Hi. Thank you guys for having me.
You're absolutely welcome. We are so excited for Kiki Cup. It's coming up Sunday. Can you believe that it is almost here?
I know, and I feel a bit unprepared right now, but that's okay. It's okay.
That's the motto of our show, Kiki. A little bit unprepared. Well, we are excited to be there. It'll be 8:30 GMT for the start of this Kiki Cup. Give us an idea of what the tournament's about, why you decided to do it, just kind of all the pertinentables, if you will.
Cool. So it's a traditional kill race where, so on this occasion, it's 2 hours to play as many games as you can get done in those 2 hours, and you will pick your top 3 games, and you want to pick games based on where you place, because you get points for first and second place, and you also want to pick your games based on how many kills you get, because you get a point per kill. So that's that really. It's the top 3 games. I wanted to do it to give back to the community because there are prizes involved, and I just want people to be able to have fun and play with people that they might not have been playing with before, like creating all these teams and getting players and streamers to meet new people. So that's what I really wanted to do.
Now, I know.
And at the minute, we have 27 teams signed up.
Oh my gosh, what a roster that you built. That's going to be fun for the thing. And you have 2 flights, too, of prizes, which I always appreciate because I would never be able to rise up to the A flight. So being part of the B flight is where I would live. You also stream on twitch.tv/Kiki Lowe. Give us an idea, if someone tunes into your stream for the first time, what they would expect.
Well, it depends what time they join my stream. If they're there from the very beginning, we have a different community game every month where people can take part in this game. It's a channel point redemption, which is £300 channel points, which you get for following anyway. And this month we are playing catchphrase, emoji catchphrase, which is actually, some of those are quite hard, especially when Superphonic draws those catchphrases. But we've done Hangman, Battleships, Guess Who. We've done a few, so it's been fun. That's at the very start. And then I'm mostly an Apex streamer, and I'm sharing my slow to pro journey. So I started playing Apex in July when I started streaming. I'd never touched an FPS before. I'd never touched a game on PC before. I hadn't played games since I was a kid and on the N64. So it's a whole journey that I'm going through and that I can share with people that want to come along and just have a good time and have fun and meet people. And that's that.
I'm going to check with the fellas here.
Very nice.
Anything that you want to ask Kiki Lowe before we play 5 questions?
Does that count as one of the 5 questions?
Yeah,
No.
I'm sorry, that's not in my contract. It's 5 questions.
We agreed upon 2 questions, and then we would get into 5 questions. Well, if that's the case, then let's do it. It is time to play 5 questions with the one, the only Kiki Lowe on Gaming Morning Show. And pretty excited about this whole thing. I know you've been stressing out a little bit about the 5 question segment, so I want you to know that this first one might be the hardest one you get for the entire thing. So let's focus up, let's lock in. You mentioned you were sharing your slow to pro gaming journey on twitch.tv/Kiki Lowe. So we are going to ask you about the band journey. Okay. Question number 1. The band Journey had its own video game released on Atari 2600 in 1982. Was it called Journey Escape, Journey Entourage, or Journey Epilogue?
Did you guys know this before you might have looked at the answer?
Oh, of course. I know all of the video game things. Yes. Actually, you know who you need to ask.
Ryan.
Sean, did you know about it?
No, but Ryan, that is a very good question.
It is a good question. Yeah, and
It is
AJ's right. I was not alive.
It is a very good question.
Like the first question that we're asking.
Yeah, that was like question like number 1.
first.
Yep.
So
Okay,
is it...
so
it's almost
based
like-
on the vibes
we're
I'm
trying
getting,
to
I'm gonna go with Journey Escape.
What? Oh my gosh, how
How'd you get it?
No.
Ding ding ding! It just came to me.
Ding. It turns out Journey Escape is the correct answer, and it apparently matches
my gosh.
one of their best-selling albums, who included Who's Crying Now and Don't Stop Believin'. I don't know if you've ever heard of that song.
I think I have.
It's probably playing right now somewhere. We are going to link, though. Uprocks apparently has played this game. I'm going to read one thing because it is very, very pertinent to this morning. Assisting the player are roadies, which provide short periods of immunity to obstacles, and the manager inexplicably depicted as the Kool-Aid Man, which allowed the player to move around and all this stuff. So I have been the Kool-Aid Man crashing through my background, and apparently if you want to play as the Kool-Aid Man, you can in the video game for Atari 2600, Journey Escape. Kiki is 1 for 1 on 5 questions.
Woo! I'm so smart. Thank you, guys.
So in our prep for this, we asked you what your favorite material, possession, or brand is, and you said your blankets.
Yes.
Why are your blankets your favorite material, possession?
Because so I kept very cold. I grew up in I'm in England. I grew up. My mum's from the Philippines, so I guess she likes it hot. We constantly had our temperature on 30+ degrees in the house. So anything other than that, I'm freezing. So at the minute, I've got 2 blankets on my bed and a couple in the living room as well. So wherever I go, I'm nice and warm.
Gotta stay warm.
Yeah. And like when I was younger, I'd go to my friends' houses and it'd be freezing. So I always, if I went to a sleepover, I would always bring a blanket with me.
What would that be? BYOB? Bring your
Yeah,
own blanket.
yes.
Bring your own blanket.
2 for 2.
Ding.
Did I get it right? Yay!
Yeah. All right. So, of the categories that we gave you, you said you know the most about entertainment. So, here's your entertainment question. In the series Cobra Kai, who is the oldest member of the Cobra Kai dojo? Is it Terry Silver, Stingray, or Mike Barnes?
Who are Terry Silver and Mike Barnes? What?
So Mike Barnes is the ringer they bring in Karate Kid 3.
Okay, and who's Terry Silver?
Have you seen Karate Kid 3?
Yes.
He's the
While ago.
long-haired guy that the dojo head of the dojo goes to get help from.
Okay, so
And you're on your own.
can I just clarify my answers, please? Is this like how old are they right now, or when they were in the show?
I think it's in the series.
I would assume it's
itself.
in the series, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to be straight with you, Kiki. Our R&D and research team, we don't have a ton of budget for them, so we're just kind of guessing, I think.
We did
Cobra
not
Kai.
think that deeply into it, so yeah.
Okay.
We'll work on the questions, but for now, this will be the last question about Cobra Kai.
I'm gonna say, Dr. Chick is saying, everyone's saying Stingray, but Stingray didn't seem that old to me, so. Don't know. I'm gonna say.
A lot of times our friends are very helpful.
Yes, friends can be helpful, especially.
Oh,
They
friends
can't-
are really
favorite
okay.
song-
I should
They can't
One of my
be
favorite
helpful.
songs are "Get a Little Help from Your Friends." One of my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, I'm gonna do what my friends are telling me, and I have to trust Superphonic because he's smart, and so is Dr. Chick. So I'm gonna go with Stingray.
Hey! Ding,
How
ding,
did you
ding!
know?
Great,
That's crazy.
great job. That's way to go.
Are you
Yeah.
getting more nervous or less nervous as we
I'm
go?
getting more nervous. I was so nervous from the very start, and it's getting worse.
Because now
and
you're.
I can see my sisters in your chat as well. Kiki Lowe is my sister.
Hi, Lily. I am Ryan. That's Sean and Mike O. That's Kiki Lowe. I don't know if you know her, but you can find her at twitch.tv/Kiki Lowe.
She's a streamer.
She is. Fantastic.
Lily doesn't come out very often.
I will say, not to add any pressure, but you're technically perfect now. So 3 for 3 in a game
Three
that
for three.
the score definitely matters. So
Unimaginable.
I'm trying to
How we
build.
got
Has somebody got all 5 right before?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, because did you check who was in charge of the leaderboard? I will say
I believe
this:
it was AJ was in charge.
can someone who actually has watched Cobra Kai tell me, is Stingray in the new one, the current series?
Yeah.
Okay, I
yeah,
just want to make sure
Stingray-
that that wasn't.
I don't think Stingray was in the old one.
No, he's the only one I know. That
Well,
I
there
can
you
remember.
go.
Stingray.
Sometimes
He's
the more obvious
specific to
answer is
the-
the easy one.
And I don't know if it's accurate, but we'll see. We'll go with it.
Number 4 with Kiki Lowe and
Ready.
5 questions. We asked you about something you seem to know a lot about that others seemingly don't, and you told us film and television. So question 4 for you, Kiki Lowe. What is something you've learned about film and TV that really blew your mind?
Okay, something that really blew my mind. I started working in the visual effects industry, and you don't realize how much visual effects is in a show that would have little visual effects. For example, there is a TV show starring some very famous actresses that I shall not name, but the visual effects used on that show was all just brightening under their faces. The whole show was all just making them look good, and that was classed as visual effects, and you would have no idea watching it.
I wouldn't have known that. That actually is mind blowing. So they were able to manipulate it for the entire like scene that people were in.
Yep, we track their faces, so once you camera track their faces, which is actually not that hard to do, they just brighten their faces up for the whole show.
We will now use the rest of our time to start naming actors' names and see if that was who it was, and then Kiki will have to blink twice. No, I'm just kidding. All right, you're 4 for 4. Question number 5.
Okay, I've got this.
If you could travel anywhere that you haven't been, you said Japan or Texas.
Sure
So
did.
we'll ask you about Texas.
Okay.
Driving east to west, how many hours would it take to get from border to border in Texas? I like how it's specified east to west. We could go west to east. How many hours would that take?
Okay.
And you have options: 8 to 10, 12 to 14, or 16 to 18.
And just for I don't know who writes our questions. It's me.
If
but-
only
but-
there was somebody from Texas in your chat.
Wallstormer was really mad that I didn't give any multiple choices, so I made sure to do that on these number-based questions. We see a 14 to 16 so far in chat.
And that's not even an option. 14
Which
to
isn't
16
an
isn't an
option,
option.
8 to 10.
That's
12 to
true.
14,
Kate has a good
16.
point. Who is driving?
And is
Yeah.
it windy? Is there drag? Is it a clear day?
What
Is
car
there
are you
snow?
driving?
No, there's no snow. What kind of car? Yeah.
Kate, what is the speed limit right now in Texas? Because Montana used to have the best speed limit because there was not one.
0.
So, no, it was higher than 0. There's not one.
Yeah, that'd be
This is
crappy.
crazy.
Are we helping you at all?
I don't know. But if the answer is one of either 12, 14, or 16 or 18, that is actually crazy that Texas is that big.
Well, considering 14 to 18 isn't there, so. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to go 16 to 18.
I'll take that
That
one.
is a great guess. Imagine it being a little bit slower, though. Just like a
Maybe
little bit
it's a
slower.
12 to 14
I think
is my
it's 12
final
to 14.
answer.
A perfect run through 5 questions for
wow.
Kiki Lowe. Let's
She was gonna
go.
She was gonna guess 16 to 18, and then Ryan's hint was, "What if it was a little bit slower?" Turns out 12 to 14 would be a little faster.
I said lower. I said lower, not slower. Oh my gosh. It does take about 12 hours to drive across Texas between Louisiana and New Mexico. Or, as Sean pointed out, New Mexico to Louisiana. I'm sure you could go either way, unless there's a tailwind. If you go top to bottom, north to south, it only takes about 8 hours or so.
Scott Check and Nintendo Nerds confirm you said slower.
I
you
said
did.
lower.
No, you said slower.
And BG too.
I'd run through
You've
a
been
wall.
out. You've been outvoted.
I'd run through a wall for you. Okay. Kiki Lowe, we are so excited to see Kiki Cup come to fruition this Sunday. Again, where can we find how to watch?
So you can watch on my Twitch channel, which is Kiki Lowe, but we will also have, on the day, we'll have a multi-link site so that everybody can be found, and also using the hashtag Kiki Cup, which people have in their stream titles, so everybody can be watched, even if they're not the lead streamer of the contest. If you are streaming, use hashtag Kiki Cup, and that's how people can find everyone.
And you can find kikitwitter.com/KikiLowLive. I will tell you this. There is no doubt in my mind that I would not have as much fun doing this if it wasn't for you. You have helped us out tremendously by being a kind and welcoming
Absolutely.
person to your stream. If
Oh,
you've
thank
never
you.
watched, find Kiki Lowe on Twitch. It'll be one of your best experiences all time. Kiki
Do
Lowe,
it.
thanks so much for playing 5
Thank
Questions
you.
with Gaming Morning Show.
Thank you for having me, guys. Have a good
Absolutely.
rest of your day.
Absolutely.